guys, welcome to the review, and today I'm going to be just talking about real quick something that just came out. We all got it here, but I wanted to break it down for you guys and really go over some key things. Some that are really cool because obviously we're finally going to get the raids, and raids are going to be the newest thing going forward, and it's going to be really exciting. If you've seen some videos on it, it seems to be a very long battle and is really cool game mode to be added to the game, and I'm really excited for it. And I'm hoping that with the character builds that I have so far, that it could at least be useful. If not, I got to do a lot more work. So, but this update that's coming up, which is the Client 14 update, is got some changes that I just thought were pretty good and then pretty bad. And I want to go over it real quick, just so you guys can see what they are going to change. It's not in effect yet, so it will be live soon, probably this coming days are coming up. Maybe this video will come out before that happens and you guys can see it. If you haven't seen it yet or haven't seen this notice, then you want to watch the video entirely and get all the information. But first, we're going to get the Forgotten Depths raids incoming, which is the raid system itself. A couple of new statuses. So we're going to get the status effect called Stagger, and then we're going to get a new status effect and icon for Poison, which is really cool because we don't have really any poison effects or anything that has damage other than continuous damage that applies during time frame, so or a certain number of times. So this is a really cool thing. We're gonna get a status effect and icon for Tenacity Up, Tenacity Down, which is not bad. You're gonna see in this update there's a lot of things where they are trying to put an up and a down, kind of like a haste and a slow type of thing. Which I'm not too thrilled for most of these changes, but some of them are kind of useful and some of them are not, so we'll go over that in a second. Now we are going to get a portrait frame inventory added, so I'm not really sure what that is, but I'm curious to see. And then we're going to get a raid gift drop coming as well. I'm assuming they're going to give us some additional tokens for characters that are useful for raids. For example, Prince Eric is a character designed to be for raids, as well as King Triton. We're assuming Ursa is going to be a playable character from what I've heard, and if so, she will have obviously something with a raid format in her abilities. So we'll see from there. Now they are going to do some swaps, some node swaps, which I think is really useful. For example, Dash and Queen of Hearts, they're going to swap. Right now Dash is on 8F with I believe the hero campaign, which is a really useful thing because Dash right now, to get tokens, you got to get to the last one. Many of us don't have characters up to that point, so this is going to be a huge addition or a huge change because Dash is probably the top tier level of character that you really want to unlock because of his abilities and his skills. He's really useful. Now they did some changes on the PvP arena where we had a Yokai as a free giveaway. Now they replaced it with Jack, and now Yokai was left in the air. They say when you would hit the icon, if you look, it would tell you to the PvP arena, but in reality it never shows. So now they finally, I guess, realized that they goofed up and are finally making a node for Yokai on the Grand Campaign, which is on 6T, and then is going to be added to the Grand Chest and the Ultimate Chest, and then also with Captain Gantu, Bubbles, and Prince Eric, they're going to be added onto the Premium Exchange as well. So more money for you to spend on the game, and again, this is ridiculous, the game sometimes with the prices, so choose wisely on what you're trying to buy within the store itself. Now here's some of the other big changes. One is going to be really a nerf to this ability, and I think a lot of people are going to be complaining about that, but it's not the change to the harmful immunity, which the harmful immunity no longer interrupts harmful effects on a target on application. It still makes the target immune to any new effects being applied during its duration. So what this means is that, from what I understand, if you have a harmful effect on a character and let's say you get a harmful immunity, you'll still get the harmful effect added or still damaged. You will not be able to get new harmful effects. So the immunity will still be in play, but if you already have a harmful effect on you, you're going to stick with it until the duration turns off, and then you will not get any new harmful effects. So that's not a bad idea. I think this is a good, smart move. It makes it a little bit fair. I'm not sure how it's going to work because many of us have Kristoff, and Kristoff is our lead tank for most people I've seen, and he has this cleansing when you lose a character that removes harmful effects. So I'm not sure if that's part of it, the effect, and when you get the harmful immunity or what. I'm not sure, but maybe characters like that will have that exception to the rule, which they do state certain things on the bottom. Now, the biggest nerf that I could see from this entire 14.0 is the golden hammer. You can only now use it once per battle. So instead of having a rechargeable thing where you would have it throughout the game or throughout the match, you can only use it once. You can't use it multiple times. Before, you could use it several times, and it was extremely helpful for a lot of people. Then they nerfed it, and now they made the speed meter on it a little bit lower, which made it kind of hard to maintain it, but it made it fair. So I got used to that whole entire golden hammer aspect behind it. But now they're trying to take it away and say, you know what, we're going to remove the option and you can only use it once, which is ridiculous, because if you can use it once, that means you can only use it on the one big character. So if you're trying to maintain your 5 squad, you know, you're going to have a difficult time doing it now, which primarily is probably the reason why they're doing it. But I think a lot of people in the community are really going to go crazy on this new news once it starts happening. Now, another thing is the stasis is now removes harmful effects on application as a part of the stasis effect. So basically, if you do have it, kind of like I said with Kristoff, it does a cleanse. It does the same thing here if you have a stasis. So right now, I believe only people I know of is Frozone and Elsa. So we'll see. Now, they're going to make some drastic changes to the turn-based system with the speed, and that is the speed increase and decrease. I'm not really sure if this is really referring to the haste and the slow. It sounds like it's not. It's more like those that have, you can fill up your speed meter a little bit faster. For example, Hero can fill up his speed meter to a character pretty up there, and pretty much the next turn in most cases, or right away. So it's something to that effect where this will be controlled on. I'm not too sure how this is going to play out. I'm not going to read the details of it. You can read it yourself, or if you haven't done it, so you know, take the time to read it. But to me, it sounds like it just takes the percentage of whatever the character is supposed to apply in speed meter, and also, so one of the things it does have is the ability to not count as an effect. So this will not count as an effect. It's like the haste and the slow, that counts as an effect. Some characters have it based on the number of harmful effects or helpful effects. You get a certain amount of abilities increased to your character, in the case of speed as well too. So this is a drastic change to what we're used to, and it can be a little bit annoying based on what I'm reading. It seems that it can be really annoying for both sides, both the people who use it quite often or the people who don't, and they're going to get the repercussions of this. So it's going to be really, really hard. That's what I would think. Oh, and also, it should be blocked by helpful immunity. If the character has like a helpful immunity, then it should not be blocked. But if, let's say, you're trying to do a slow down on decrease and you have a helpful immunity, and it's obviously, or you have a harmful immunity, and you're trying to get basically a slow on you, it will not count. It would still be blocked off. So this is not, like I said, not a bad idea. And moving on, they are going to have a magic increase as well. So it's very much the same as the speed meter. The magic increase and decrease effects are going through an effect system, just like the speed meter. The magic increase effects from the abilities are now considered to be helpful effects, and increases target's ability magic will be blocked by helpful effects or helpful immunity. So very much the same thing. If you have a helpful immunity and you have it on the character, you cannot get any new abilities like haste or maybe crit increase or something like that. And then vice versa, you get the decrease effect and you have a harmful immunity, they can't be applied to you on continuous damage or now poison, stuff like that. So this is not a bad idea for this plus and minus type of thing, but it's going to be getting some used to on how you're going to strategize on this. Now, one last thing before I forget, Shan Yu and Zerg have this certain ability where they heal a character and they get a speed fill. They will not be affected by this speed change. It will automatically stay the same, basically, from what I understand, and will not be affected by the speed meter. But you know, the developers, they do have some bugs a lot of times when you do these changes, so we'll see if that's the case. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Sorry it took a little long, but make sure that you guys read this as soon as you can, because this is going to be a really helpful information for you. So anyways, thanks so much, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.